Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again, and today I'm gonna bring you a pretty toxic deck. And you might have seen it all already on ladder, and if you're watching the latest Runeterra World Championship as well. This deck is all about Champion Strength. Champion Strength is the most busted card that Riot has released in recent memory. This card literally just finishes the game on turn 5 if your deck is built around having a heavy board. It creates some very polarizing matchups. So while I am going to showcase this deck to you all, I hope that Riot is looking to hot fix this and nerf it before the patch. So that hopefully next week early they hot fix this card. But it's because it's making very polarizing matchups in rank and makes it really hard to actually play anything fun when you're just going to run against decks that have champion strength and just going to run you over in turn 5. Now, today's deck is going to be trying to take full abusing that card as much as we can before it actually gets nerfed. So this is going to be Jinx Teemo with champion strength. PNC is an amazing pairing with champion strength because we have access to this little card here called Poro Cannon. Remember, champion strength gets +4/+4 and scout. So all you need to do is have 2 Poro Cannons. All you need to do is to have 2 Daring Poros, not Poro Cannons. All you need to do is have 2 Daring Poros on the field. Even if you lose your whole rest of your board, 2 Daring Poros and the attack token is enough to bring our opponent down from 20 to 0. That's absolutely nuts. This card, Champion Strength, is a lot more toxic than Riot probably realized because we have a lot of decks now that can actually do a lot of cheap units to fill the board. You have this deck that has a lot of cheap elusives like Poro Cannon. You have the Norra versions of Champion Strength, which can cheat out a heavy board because they're able to just bring units from the portals and also play Grandfather Fate with the Outcast. Like decks like that can cheat out units really quick, really do well with Champion Strength because they just slam it and then on turn 5 play the card and just win the game. This is probably, in my opinion, the worst offender because of the Poro Cannon. But let's take a look at the deck and look at all the other elusives that you can do the same thing with, right? So even if you don't get the Poro Cannon, we're playing Acorn, which not only is an elusive that's also going to present lethal, but actually could reduce the cost of our champion strength even more. Instead of 8 mana, it could be 7 mana, which could create some funny scenarios where you could actually win with this card on turn 4. Like, how crazy is that? You could literally win with this card on turn 4 if this gets reduced to cost 7, and you have like an Acorn and another elusive in your field to present the lethal with. You have Force Sheath. It's just a nice, giving us units, giving us extra mana. The Yuri Rig is there, again, a quick unit that you can do. You can discard this with the Poro Cannon, so it's kind of discard fodder and gives you an extra unit that gets buffed by the Champion Strength. Again, this deck is all about having a heavy board presence to then Champion Strength to win the game. Ranger's Resolve to actually try to keep our units alive against like a Well, Pokestick, etc. So even when people are saying like, oh, just well their board, that doesn't work when you can play Ranger's Resolve. Triple Teemo, another cheap elusive similar to Acorn and the Daring Poros, so that we can actually set up for the turn 5 lethal. Sunny Urchin gives us the draw so that we can actually try to get our champion strength or be able to discard some of our discard fodders. Boom Baboon gives us the Chompers, which gives us more discard fodder for the Sunny Urchin and the Rummages. And also the Chompers are really good as well when they get both with champion strength because they're going to have Challenger and they're going to also have Scout and be able to pull anything that the opponent presents your way, including challenger blockers. So that's why we like the Chompers, because it can pull pull elusive blockers away and let your units go through. Now, while this is full-on champion strength, there are some awkward times where you actually don't draw champion strength, and this is when Inspiring Light is here. Inspiring Light could actually make it so we can buff up our cheap elusives so that even with our champion strength, they can push so much damage over the span of 2 turns to win the game. Obviously, Inspiring Light is a lot slower than champion strength, but it still does the trick. Rumage lets us discard and actually try to draw into Inspiring Light or Champion Strength. Double Sting Officer is just another cheap elusive that we can use and push a lot of damage with and can get us some value as well with the flash buffs every now and then. Jinx really can finish up some game as well. She can level up decently in this deck because we are playing a lot of discard stuff like Rumage and Sunny Urchin. So she can push some lethal damage in those games where you actually don't get the champion strength in your hand. And then lastly, it's just champion strength. This whole deck, you literally just wanna, if you have the attack token on odds, that means that you can win on turn 5 with champion strength. You just have to set up your elusives at least 2 of them, play champion strat on turn 5, and win the game like that. This video are gonna have some of the most games that I've showcased in a single video, because all of the games with this deck are incredibly fast, and a little bit boring, to be honest, because literally all you're doing is just play, champion strength, win the game. Play, champion strength, win the game. It's really problematic. Again, it's really problematic. I'm gonna showcase again because I think this deck is really strong, and you all deserve to abuse this deck before it gets nerfed if you're looking to actually climb. But I need Riot to do something about this so that other decks could shine in the spotlight. But anyways, hope you enjoy all the games today as quick as they are. And if you do, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. I'll see you all at the end of the video for some mulligan tips. In this matchup, we're going against Aatrox Varus. So, if we can just get our... Okay, we have the champion strength. I don't think I need to keep the gens. I'm looking now for portal cannons. Force shift is actually probably greedy to keep. That's not a bad draw. If the opponent doesn't have a 1 drop, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and commit the force shift. Let me see what I want to do. If I want to just open attack, do we just open attack? I mean, we have the champion strength. We're gonna be attacking in turn 6 though, so we're gonna be a little bit delayed. Let's go here first. Boom, ba boom. Maybe actually open attacking was not great because opponent actually wants to keep the units alive, right? So opponent actually wants to keep the units alive so that they can actually advance their world ender. But I don't see how they beat us with this board. As long as we don't trade, I think opponent's gonna have a very hard time actually getting anywhere. And in fact, we can even afford to just push 8 and actually trade this guy off. I guess opponent has access to keep through the bots. Yeah, we can afford to do it like this. We always want to drag here, right? You know what, might as well just throw the other one in there. Just push the 9. Opponent's gonna heal 2 back up again. We're gonna just set up for the champion strength next turn anyways, right? So I don't mind taking these trades. Make the opponent, force the opponent to use cards here, right? They just showed a card here that could probably be Furious Wielder. Yeah, there it is. Still get to push our 7. The opponent heals back 2 back up later. We can go gens. We'll have to get excited and we set up for the champion strength. Get excited is just enough to give us for the mana that we need for champion. Oh, and there's a portal. That's all I needed. That is all I needed. So I don't need these gens, but I do want the poros, right? So we're gonna play the poros out. Oh, they wanted to save it? Yeah, we're still fine. We're okay blocking here, right? Because we're probably gonna play the chompers. Yeah, I'm okay blocking here. Let's take a little bit less damage. But this is the problem with this deck, right? Just look at this. Now we're gonna play Daring Poro. Daring Poro again. Opponent has 6 mana, which sounds cool. But it's never gonna be enough to stop the champion strength, which gives everything scout and +4/+4. Just like that, the Poros by themselves are lethal, opponent surrenders, and we win the game. Never has a card been this strong to just finish the game so early on turn 5. It's absolutely nuts. So GG's. In this matchup, we're going up against Norra Teemo. Norra Teemo was probably a little bit of a more consistent version than ours, right? Our version of this deck is really good at just completely killing like other mid-range decks. But against a deck like this, I'm gonna have mulligan for champion strength because opponent's always gonna keep mana for their champion strength. Their version should be better than ours. I'm gonna pass first. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to pass first and see what the opponent was gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and just commit my Poros. I'm fine trading with the Teemo. I'm fine trading with the Teemo here. That's why I wanted to go this instead of the 4 shift, just so that we can trade with the Teemo. So I'm fine trading with the Teemo here because I don't have champion strength in my hand. I have a Jinx. So at this point, our game plan is make sure that they don't have a board that they can actually use champion strength with. So we can play Sting Officer here. Okay, opponent probably doesn't have champion strength either, considering how willing they are to trade with us. So it's gonna be one of those games where we're both kind of just looking for like outs. Let's start here first. Rummage. That's, you know, the Grandfather Fate and the Owlcat are always really annoying to deal with. We can still just attack like this. If the opponent doesn't want to trade, they're taking 5 damage. And you can see this, they're also worried about the champion strength, right? They're also worried about the champion strength. We don't have a way to actually block a Norra or a second team, unfortunately. Or that. We will be able, I guess we can block this because we will have access to the rocket potentially next turn. Yeah, we will have access to the rocket, right? So we're always blocking this. Opponent knows that we tapped out of champion strength. They also don't really have access to champion strength from what it looks like. We're gonna level up Jinx here 100% almost every time. Just get my rocket out of the way. Well, we could attack first as well, but I mean, that's just giving them an extra blocker. But I mean, they're always going to have a blocker anyways. Let's go 4 Chief. Let's go 4 Chief. And then wait until the opponent goes for the Hungry Owlcat before we play the Mega Death Rocket. Because we know we have this threat, so opponent doesn't want to commit any units. Okay, they commit it anyways. The Jinx is going to add a lot of burn. My concern now is if the opponent has champion strength, right? We can drag this with the Chumpers. So we can drag this with the Chumpers so that this doesn't die. Everything else that the opponent's trading is going to die to my units. They have to block because otherwise they're losing to the Jinx on the next turn. I'd be very surprised if they actually don't block this. I guess just a poke. Wow. Okay. So this is a setup for a champion strength, right? The problem for the opponent is that there are 3, and we have plenty of blockers. They have no elusives, so we don't need our own champion strength. We can just, you know, trigger the Jinx rocket and just go from there. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna wait because I have to play the Chumpers out, right? I have to play the Chumpers out. We're gonna go here, here, here. We gotta play the Chumpers out and then play the Senate Urchin, and that wins us the game. They got a little bit too greedy, right? In their quest to go for the champion strength, they forgot about Jinx just being able to finish the game. And there we go. Rocket. Boom. Yeah, they needed to block. They needed to be able to block because putting yourself out dying to a level of Jinx seems kind of silly to me. So GG's. In this matchup, we're against Lucian Akshan. They do have access to Random Negation, right? So Random Negation does save them against champion strength. Let's keep one Sunny Urchin in case that we get like a Boom Baboon. We don't get the Boom Baboon, so it's fine. Or a Chumpers, right? Either one would have worked out for us. That's huge. That is absolutely huge, actually. Right? Because, I mean, we can just discard the champion strength. I mean, lower the champion strength. What if we actually don't even block here? What if we actually don't even block here? Just take the damage. Right? And just save. Make it so that we save our units for champion strength to just win the game. He's gonna cost 7. He's gonna cost 7. There's a world where we can just use this on our next attack turn. No way, right? No way, right? No way. We're not gonna win in turn 4, right? Opponent's gonna have access to Random Negation though. And Quicksand and Strikes and everything like that. I think I play it safe. I think I play it safe and go like this. It would have been very tempting. It would have been very tempting But it's too easy for the opponent to have access to Riot Negation, have access to like quick attack, single combats and stuff like that. I might be a mistake in that, because I'm giving the opponent a lot of chance to just build their board back up. But I'm gonna actually block this time around. I'm gonna actually block this time around. Opponent could also be setting up for their own champion strength, right? Which could be pretty funny. I like the Inspiring Light here. I like the Inspiring Light here. Makes our units really good blockers into their units. Their champion strength is much weaker to our elusives than the other way around. We could even level up Teemo. Okay, so with level up Teemo, this is gonna go down to 6 anyways, right? This is gonna go down to 5, sorry. So we can definitely just do a next turn. If the opponent has their own champion strength, which they have enough mana to do it, right? So they have enough mana to do their own champion strength. So all I need to do is just keep enough to actually be able to survive. We can easily trade with all their units, even if they put champion strength on them. It's going to be a champion strength show-up. Except that ours cost 5 and theirs cost 8. And they're just losing to the elusives, right? They're also losing to the elusives. Because we can actually block with Teemo and then block the other 3 with our other units. I guess we have to sacrifice. No, they still lose to the elusive. They still lose to the elusive because we block with Teemo here. We block here, 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 and then here. And then we attack with the elusives and just win the game. Yeah. Champion Strength is a pretty good card for the opponent's deck and for ours. But we ended up being able to keep up our board. Our Acorn actually putting a lot of value. Opponent had to use all their mana, so they tapped out of like single combat and stuff, and we end up winning the game. That's why I think it was important for us to level up the Teemo, because he allowed the Teemo to have 1 extra health that allows us to actually block the opponent's attack like that. So, GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Kayn Aatrox. So, we have to just set up for a big champion strength to win before the opponent can actually stabilize. Oh man, this mulligan is interesting because I wanna just mulligan everything. I think I need to look for the champion strength. If I had champion strength, I would keep the Teemo, but because we don't have the champion strength, we need to just hard mulligan for it. Let's go for the. Actually, I think the Forge Shift is fine. So I think the Forge Shift is fine. It's presenting a little bit more damage, and opponent wouldn't want to trade. Like even if the opponent had the Forsaken Bataille, they don't want to trade there. Or look at that, they had the Buru. They don't want to trade because they want to be able to get damage with those units as they're equipped. So it's never beneficial for opponent to actually be blocking there. I'm absolutely willing to block this though. I'm absolutely willing to block this and just go like this. Okay. I kind of like the Sting Officer now into Inspiring Light. Obviously, the Acorn is not really getting us anything. This is going to be a good setup for later. But yeah, I think I like this Inspiring Light. We can play Inspiring Light here. We have a pretty good board to take advantage of the Inspiring Light. Make the opponent's blocks quite a bit awkward. Even if they get access to their... Like, this is not going to be a champion strength. Okay, wow. Yeah. They have access to... They have access to Momentus, Furious Wielder, I'm guessing, right? That's what they're hoping for here. There it is. Like, that was a very telegraphed Furious Wielder. And they can just trade the Buhuru, but I mean, yeah, there it is. They go after the Acorn because they think that we have champion strength in our hand. Little did they know that we actually don't. If they don't block here, yeah, even with them blocking, they're still taking 8, so they still go down to 10, and they still lose their unit. And we have Flash Bombs in their deck now. We also have the Hooba Boon into the Rummage to actually get us blockers, to actually get us the Chompers to be able to pull the opponent's block. Actually, well, we don't even need to pull their blocker away because they don't really have a blocker. They don't even really have a blocker, so we don't even need to do anything here. I just stepped out of mana for Champion Strength, by the way. That was a mistake on my part. I should have always... This is lethal, right? This is lethal, but it's very easy for the opponent to have access to so many things here. There's only one thing here that really helps me, right? And it's a second Inspiring Light. It's a second Inspiring Light that helps me. This is lethal. Opponent's gonna have to have another Momentum Furious Wielder, or they're gonna have to have Unforgiving Cold. They get the Unforgiving Cold. We get to only push 5. And I think now we're kind of like in an awkward spot because we don't have Champion Strength. And we don't have Jinx either. If opponent has Kayn, that's okay. Okay, we get the Jinx. But because how we play, yeah, this is bad, right? Aatrox is really bad because of the healing. Aatrox is really bad because of the healing. I'm gonna go here. This is what I was talking about, right? They're able to just stabilize now. And it feels really bad. We're not even able to actually play this out. Does it matter? This is tough because every time he's gonna be able to heal. So now we're looking for opponent to have a second Unforgiving Call or a Strike. They get the second Unforgiving Call. They get to heal up. Might as well do this. Just get the shrooms. Level up my Teemo. Opponent goes down to 5. We're gonna be able to level up Jinx at least. If we could have leveled up Jinx, then we could have lethal. The Aatrox is gonna put a lot of value. And now that's also gonna give me a lot of value. Oh, I think that's lethal then, right? Opponent drew the shroom. They have to find a way to kill this Jinx right now. They have to have a second Aatrox. And they don't have it, so that's game. They just got the second Aatrox now. We replace one of these girls. We go for the rocket, we win the game. Close. Very, very close. We needed to be able to put a lot of pressure before the Aatrox came down because you see how much healing that Aatrox does. The opponent was able to heal 6 between the Aatrox summon and the 2 strikes that they got. Unfortunately for us, opponent did end up joining the shroom, and that's why I ended up using that Teemo shroom because it was important to just put as many shrooms as possible. Just wish I wouldn't have passed that one turn. I would have actually replaced one of my units. Would have made it so that we could have actually leveled up Jinx the previous turn. So GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Ziggs Taliyah. No Champion Strength, so we're going to just Harmonia for Champion Strength. We get the Champion Strength, we get the Poros. This is the hand that should be able to just give us the win. I'm going to commit my Poros right away. Do I ever have time to actually use the Inspiring Light? Opponent could have Pokey Stick, so I'm thinking maybe I actually want to keep the Ranger's Resolve. I think I actually want to keep the Ranger's Resolve so that we can play around a Pokey Stick and keep our Poros alive. Because Pokey Stick is the only thing that can remove my units. So, because we're also attacking on turn 6, we have enough mana to play Champion Strength and Ranger's Resolve. I also wanted to commit the Poros before the Rock Opera come down. All I need to do is for these 2 Poros to just finish the game. Now, I do need to be careful about a few things. Opponent has Stun Landmark, right? Opponent has a Stun Landmark. So opponent can have a Stun Landmark. And opponent could also have, yeah, that's the Pokey Stick. I don't think I actually use it here. I think I actually let it go and play the Sting Officer. Because we still keep the 2, we just need 2 elusives, right? We really just need 2 elusives. Now we even have Teemo too.
Tough places bring tough people.
We could just go for the Champion Strength next turn as well. I don't think I like it as much as turn 6. Don't think I like it as much as turn 6. Let's land Teemo down. Let's land Teemo down. Let's just get our shrooms in the deck at least. Push a little bit more damage. Now opponent's already at 14. Because we potentially be able to also kill them with Jinx. Flash bombs, don't hit anything. We have a second Teemo as well. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. Because we can play Jinx and second Teemo out and be okay. Opponent's gonna have to have Riot Negation next turn or they lose the game. So if they don't have Riot Negation, they lose the game. They are gonna be able to do a lot of damage here, unfortunately. So they get to push a lot of damage here. But that's okay. We play Jinx, we play Teemo. And then next turn, either the opponent has Riot Negation or they lose. Drop the bomb. Alright. Still same thing though, right? It's still Riot Negation or lose. Because the two elusives are enough. I guess Quicksand also gets in there. So Quicksand also gets in there. Unfortunately, it means that we are not able to level up Jinx this turn. So Riot Negation, Quicksand, stun Landmark, stuns the Jinx actually, doesn't stun this guys. And we should be okay? Huh. Okay, this is a... Okay, yeah. Champion Strength is a good card. Opponent had a lot of outs, right? Quicksand, Riot Negation, Stun Landmark, and they just didn't get any of them, so GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Aatrox Kayn. We're not attacking on turn 5, so we can't just get a quick OTK. We don't have the Champion Strength. I'm actually willing to pull mulligan for the Champion Strength. If we get the Champion Strength, we have a very good chance of potentially just winning this game on the spot. We don't get the Champion Strength. Instead, we get double Full Sheath, which is not bad, but also not great. I gotta play it down so that we can block the Bakai. If the opponent wants to trade here, that's a-okay with me. Opponent decides not to trade, so then we can go Teemo instead. If the opponent plays an equipment, then obviously I'm not attacking with the Full Sheath. If they don't play an equipment, okay, they are. So since they're attacking with the Full Sheath, I think we just go like... I mean, since they are... you know what? Let's go here. Let's push the extra damage. Because I'm gonna set up for an Inspiring Light next turn, right? So we can play Daring Poro and then Inspiring Light. So might as well just get the extra 1 damage right now. And then all my things are gonna be 2/2s. That's a good draw, because now we can actually play Rummage onto this. Darkin Heart. Do I want to play Inspiring Light now then? I'm not gonna block anyways, right? We're gonna just take this, we're just gonna take the 8. We're not gonna block anyways. Make the opponent think that we have access to the Champion Strength, which eventually we will. Rummage twice. We don't get it. We go Inspiring Light here, get all our Elusives bigger, and now we just attack. I don't know if I should attack with the Full Sheath either yet. I don't know if I'm supposed to actually attack with like these units. Maybe we go like this. Even if the opponent gets a good trade here, I think that's fine. We have a lot of units that we want to use, that we're going to be using anyways. I want to take this trade with the Baru Cultist so that we actually are not just straight up dying. Okay, opponent decides to go this way. It's going to be tough, right? With 5 Champion Strength, it's going to be very tough. Okay, opponent's... Ooh, you know what? I mean... That is tough, but it's not impossible to deal with. Opponent would need to open attack, and then we have the Jury Rig to punish the open attack. Okay, opponent's just gonna try to kill one of my units. Alright, that's fine. No Champion Strength. That's the problem with this deck, right? If you don't get Champion Strength, it's gonna be very tough. Very, very tough. Like, if we top deck a Champion Strength at this point, we pull mulligan, we did a Rummage, and we still don't have it. If we top deck a Champion Strength, this would feel really nice. We can trade with everything if we wanted to, while still being able to block. Right, so we go like this. Just not take that much damage, give myself another extra turn. The problem is going to be Kayn is going to be leveling up here, right? So Kayn is going to be leveling up here, allowing the opponent to have access to the heal. If we top the Champion Strength, we literally just win the game on the spot. We don't get it, so I'm just going to commit the Sting Officer and let the opponent have whatever value they have. Aatrox also gives them a lot of healing. So now we're hoping for Champion Strength or Boss, because he's going to be another 2 heal. Okay, at least he got denied by the... At least he got denied by the things, right? Okay, he's just gonna go World Ender as well and just win as well. Okay, well, that's the problem as well, right? If you don't get champion strength, you just lose. Opponent played it really risky by not just playing World Ender right off the bat because they wanted to get value for the Darking Bloodletter. Because if I have the champion strength as a top deck this turn, I could rally on their turn. So, yeah, there we go. GG's. They got their card. I didn't get my card. In this matchup, we're going up against Ryze Nami. They do have access to probably make a rain then, right? They probably have access to make a rain, so I need to be a little bit careful about that. No champion strength in my hand. I'm gonna hard mulligan for it. We get the Pearl Cannon. We get the Rummage to start digging later. They don't have access to the deny, so that's good for us at least. Oh, we got our champion strength now. So with the Pearl Cannon, we're also attacking in turn 5, right? We are attacking on Ox, right? So with the champion strength and the Poros, we should be in a decent spot unless opponent pranks us. Which is very likely that they could prank us to slow us down. Makes the most sense. We have double Poro now. Yeah, that's the prank. We can go like this. It's the same thing as keeping the Baboon in our hand because he just gives us the Chomper. I'm not gonna actually... Yeah, perfect. I'm not gonna actually block because I want to just have a full board for my big attack. Opponent actually went ahead for the Poros. I want to set up the attack for obviously the champion strength, so I don't think I need to actually do anything on my units. Let's go ahead and show him the cards that we have. I want to show them the cards that we have first. Next turn, we can only play one Poro out, so maybe it was actually correct not to do that. The shard that kills us. Okay, shard revenge. That's not bad for us. Maybe it was actually correct not to do that because if we use the regular Poro Cannon, we could have played the 2 Poros out next turn. Now we can only play one of them instead of 2. Yeah, I didn't think about that. The map escaped my head, right? But it's okay. All we need is just 2 Poros. All we need is 2 Poros because this is gonna get the Poros exactly to 5 and also gives them Scout, allowing them to just win the game on the spot. And opponent actually went for the Ryze as well, so this is looking pretty good for us. I'm gonna go for the Inspiring Light this card, so that I can just go for champion strength next time. We're gonna take the Sits here, and yeah, we don't even need to take Sits. I guess we can block if we wanted to. Yeah, we can block the 1 if we wanted to. It's gonna have to be Make It Rain and opponent hitting a lot of Make It Rains, right? So this is the problem with this card. It's turn 5, and we just go this. And what is the opponent able to do against this? This is why this card is so busted and needs to be addressed. Because this should not be happening on turn 5. We even misplayed. We could have had an additional Poro here. We could have literally had a 4th Poro here to just have lethal on the Scout attack by itself. And this is why it's going to be very tough for something like Ryze to actually find a spot in the meta when you have to deal with things like champion strength that are a little bit too overtuned. Same thing with Aatrox, a little bit too overtuned for Ryze to actually be able to keep up with it. So, see opponent? Doesn't have an answer. Definitely doesn't have an answer now for sure. The Rune Prison is the only thing. And they don't, so GG's. In this matchup, we're gonna against Sundisk. Okay, so I think we should be able to go much faster than them. I'm gonna keep the Rummage. So, I've been doing the full mulligan. No, I'm gonna full mulligan. I think I need the champion strength. I think I need the champion strength. I was thinking about like maybe not doing the full mulligan this time, but I think champion strength is way too important not to do it. We need, because if we get champion strength, we like almost always win the game if the opponent doesn't have an answer to it. So it makes complete sense to always go for it. Let's go boom 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 first. Technically the fortune will be nice, but I want to make sure that I have something that I can discard with the Sunny Urchin next turn. So we can go like this. Opponent's kind of like in an awkward position right now, where they don't have any blockers. The Romage is going to cost 1 less, so it's nice, but they're going to think that it's going to be champion strength, right? They're going to think that it's going to be champion strength. We have a blocker for this. Ooh, we have a jury rig too. Let's go here. Let's draw first. See what we draw. Sting Officer. Sting Officer. I'm trading this, right? I'm always trading this. I know what the opponent did it that way because the opponent wanted to be able to like trade and stuff, but it doesn't make sense to me. Like opponent did it that way so that I don't have units for champion strength, right? But again, I mean, it makes sense. We just happen not to have the champion strength. It makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, we just happen not to have the champion strength. I'm gonna go like this and go Inspiring Light. And just make a pretty big board. Still no champion strength. And no Jinx either. But Inspiring Light is a good substitute. In the meantime. Right?
Would you look at this place?
I'm willing to trade like this, I think. Yeah, I'm willing to trade like this and just push as much damage as we can. It makes sense. I'm willing to play the Fort Chief here before the opponent can bring down a Sarah, right? Okay, yeah, I'm willing to bring the Fort Chief, especially now that we know that the opponent potentially has a Sarah. Let's just keep this up now. Although we don't have any units that died to it. The opponent still needs to be careful about how much damage I'm pushing next turn. So they're just gonna commit for the blocker. So they're just gonna commit for the blocker. We can go Sting Officer. Have another elusive. Opponent's gonna pull here. If they attack like this, it's a mistake. Again, it's the same thing again. I understand why they're doing it. Like they're doing it because they're scared of the champion strength. But now we can just go like this. They're so lucky. They're so lucky that we're not drawing it. No Jinx, no champion strength, nothing. Nothing. This is still a lethal open attack. Opponent needs to have Quicksand. Opponent needs to have Quicksand. That's the only out that they have, right? They don't play because they don't have any fast speed removal. Yeah, there's the Quicksand. And Rival Earth for draw. We get the Quicksand off. They still go down to 1 HP. They still go down to 1 HP, huh? I don't need to play it. I don't need to play any units. So I'm not gonna play any units at this point just yet. We can level up Jinx and win the game actually. Right? 4. Yeah, there we go. That's game. I didn't need to play any units because opponent has to attack, right? They really use 1 Quicksand. And we could just slowly play it out for the rest of it to commit lethal, so GG's. In this matchup, we're gonna get Jinx. So this one is gonna be Mono Jinx versus us playing Teemo Jinx, but we both have the same game plan. Champion strength. Now, opponent is attacking on odds, right? Which makes this kind of problematic for us. We can play Teemo here. Inspiring Light is not what I'm looking for, right? At this point, I'm looking for like my actual I'm looking for like my actual units, right? I'm gonna just take this attack now. Just so before the opponent can commit like a portal cannon or anything else that can block. Oh, chumpers? That's kind of awkward, right? Like, just playing at chumpers like that seems very awkward to me. There's a world where we can actually level up Teemo, but I don't know if that actually is correct, like ever.
I'm on it.
Right, because we have this stuff. We also have access to the Inspiring Light. Okay, this is gonna be good, right? Because we're gonna be able to play the chumpers. I wish I had a discard, right? I need a discard fodder. Perfect. So now we can go chumpers. Opponent doesn't have mana for champion strength yet, right? So we can go chumpers. We can go second chumpers. Play Inspiring Light. And now be able to trade with their units. Right? So now we can actually trade down their board. We can actually trade down on their board. And even level up Teemo if we wanted to. Yeah, that's game, right? So the fact that we ended up finding a way to actually discard the chumpers, and because I'm trading down on their board, opponent is not able to actually keep enough units for the champion strength to make sense for the next turn. So GG's. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed all those games today. We had games that literally lasted like 2 minutes. That's how fast this deck can go. But you can see exactly what I'm talking about. You literally just play champion strength, and if the opponent doesn't have an answer for it, you just win the game. It's really sad the state that this meta is in right now because of this card. Obviously, there's some decks that can, you know, stabilize against this, and as you saw, and there's some games that you didn't see in this video where I just never draw the champion strength and I just fall flat, right? So it is important that you draw the champion strength, but even as we saw with What Am I during Thursday's World Championship, if you don't actually draw the card, your deck can fall flat on its face. So mulligan time, as you saw me doing every single game, even when I have what I think is a good early board presence, mulligan everything away. If you don't have champion strength, mulligan everything away. You need this card in your hand. Doesn't matter how good you think your early hand is. If you get this card in your hand, your win rate will increase by a lot more than if you try to keep your early elusives on the board. So my opinion with mulligan with this deck, that you're going all in on champion strength, is that you have to get your champion strength. It's kind of like playing timelines, where you have to get your timelines to actually get value from the rest of your deck. It's the same way. We have so many cheap units that even if we mulligan everything away, there's a good chance that we're going to get a bunch of cheap units back in our hand. So our early game is always going to be pretty good in the grand scheme of things. So just get the champion strength and then win the game. But that's going to be it for me. Again, hopefully you get some free LP with this deck before hopefully it gets hot fits, because I do think they need to do something about this. But you know, it is what it is. We'll see how fast Riot reacts to this. If you like today's video, make sure to like it below and subscribe to us. We post LR videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Sirturmund, where we stream every now and then, and you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all again tomorrow.